All right, let's see if anybody joins this one. Everybody's going to be thinking here shortly, damn, he's going live too often. Let's see how this goes. Bring this up so I can watch what's going on. See if anybody joins. Even if they don't, be drinking on some Idle Speed Salted Lime Lager from Palmetto Brewing Company. It's one of the local companies where I'm at. Makes some pretty decent stuff. I've had quite a bit of their stuff actually. So I mean, they've got some pretty good stuff. This is at 4.8% ABV. I didn't look at anything about this before I come on here. I just was like, piss on it. I'll take and review it. Make my window just a wee bit smaller. There we go. Let's see here. All right, so doing some doodling with my thing. Anyways, I should have figured out how to take and do this with OBS, or I should have done this with OBS instead of doing it the way I'm doing it, but piss on it. Anyways, the beer. You can smell the lime. Lime, salt, and malt. That's what you smell on this one. Smells good. It doesn't. It's not like an overpowering lime smell. It doesn't smell like a lime pledge or anything of that nature. It smells like a nice lime, hint of salt, and a little bit of maltiness. It's not half bad. It's it's not outstanding. I mean, it's you get reminds me of a little bit. It tastes like a little bit more of a little bit more flavorful Corona with a hint of salt, a hint of lime. It's got that bit of sour pucker to it, but it's not like ooh, that kind of sour type puckering. It's slightly there. It's not overpowering. It's actually is a nice little surprise, and you get the salt as it's going down the back of your throat. It's got a nice clean. It's got a nice refreshing crispness to it. So I mean, it's very drinkable. I could see drinking this during the summertime and throwing a couple of these back. And this is one of the craft brews that was offered at the local Walmart. Still got them nets from earlier today. Got a couple more to come in when we went grocery shopping earlier. But this is local to me, and the craft section of Walmart, they actually had a 12 pack of cans. That's what's up, Jacob? Yeah, this was available at my local Wally World in a 12 pack. You want to join the join on panel? I'm overall rating on this, I take and give it about a 3 out of 5. It's not great, not bad. It's drinkable. It's poundable. Now, one of the things I did do tonight before I jumped on here, other than me and my wife were talking and we got caught up in talking, so I'm a little bit later than what I wanted to be. I'd said 10:30, and here it is 11:42, and fuck. But that being said, one of the things I did do in the process between talking to her, which I took and actually, which here I'll, in case you want to join, copy, paste. There we go. If you want to join with me, it looks like it'll just be us two for right now, but well, that's fine. I like talking with you, sir. All right, cool. But I started a website through Wix, and I'll take and link that. I'll take and link that. And right now it's just a hi, how are you type blog post, and that's basically what I'm gonna use it as. I'm gonna take and learn how to embed the YouTube videos and stuff like that on there, and it's got features where like you can have a community and stuff like that. So outside of like Twitch and YouTube, I'm thinking of. I've always wanted to take and grow this as more of than just a channel or streaming and stuff like that. Kind of like build a community of like-minded individuals. Mr. Drunken One, how are you doing, sir?
Hey, how the hell are you?
Doing good. How about
Nice
yourself?
to see you. Don't look now, but there's a green screen behind you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
No, I know it's been there for forever. No, that's awesome. Nice to see you. Yeah, I was. Well, you remember I was in your chat a while ago or earlier today, and yeah, I was busy. I was doing things, and cutting up a bunch of fruit to where I don't have to do it in the morning time, and I got like in a 5-gallon bucket. It was 4 gallons worth of product. It's like a bunch of mixed fruits and stuff, and so yeah. Anyway, it's not about me.
Right.
So how are you, sir? What's the name of this stream again? Oh, you're gonna do some gaming, are you? Oh no, you're doing Salted Lime Lager. All right.
Yep.
You're just chatting it up. Well,
Idle Speeds Salted Lime Lager, new website. I began a website through it's a website / like blog through Wix.
Okay.
The name of the blog is Suds on the Keyboard, and I figured, yeah, I was like, I told my wife, and she was like, I actually like that. And I figure it's a nice little combo between a gaming reference and the beer reference. So
exactly, yeah, good point. Yeah, good point.
But
it was thought out.
I've always wanted to kind of with the streaming and the YouTube and everything like that, instead of just having it like a channel and just, as people say, you want to have a brand and having more than just a brand. I've always wanted to create it like a community of like-minded people that like beer, that like gaming and stuff like that.
Sure.
And one of the features that Wix has is you've got a community basically like a community type chat hangout or something like that. I figure it'd be a good spot to take and embed some videos, take and get further traffic if possible to the streams and everything like that, and maybe a place to find more people to take and bring to the hangouts and panels and things of that nature.
Yes, sir. That makes sense. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I know. I really need to separate mine a bit more because I do the Tipsy Sprouts thing, which I got little old ladies that are on there and a bunch of females, and then I do brew beer, and of course that's like the guys, obviously, and a bunch of UK folks and this and that. But yeah, I really should kind of separate mine also. It's a good idea.
Yeah, you got kind of like a nice little hodgepodge going on, though. I mean, because you got handyman type stuff. You've got like your garden stuff. You've got the brewing stuff and the beer.
Exactly.
They kind of all play hand in hand. I mean, after the handyman is done with work, he wants to have a beer at the end of the day. And of course, he's a handyman. He's probably got a green thumb. And he's wanting to grow his own food and show it off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then there's just the stupid old vlogs where it's like Out with Drunken One. There's a playlist for those, and it's just like, come on with me, let's go, jump in, let's see what we do today. We go to the flea market. We go, I don't know, wherever, just whatever. Go places.
That's pretty cool. I haven't went out anywhere and took and done videos. I've done like behind the scene type videos where I show like what the kids in the family does, or what I'm doing when I'm not taking and doing videos and things of that nature.
Right. Exactly. Yes, sir. So my old Bush beer got warm out in the refrigerator, and so I put it in the freezer. It wasn't in there that long, but then after that they were frozen. So I put them in the refrigerator thinking, okay, they'll be all right. Well, next 2 beers I poured out of there, both of them were frozen. So I let the can sit upside down in this great big glass, and it finally milked up, but I couldn't wait for it. So I went ahead and got me you got me doing it now, and got a IPA, my homebrewed IPA. It's still lacking in bubbles, But that's okay. It's pretty damn tasty. It's just lacking in carbonation.
So you let it freeze for a little. Were you trying to do the freeze distillation route there with your beer?
I guess so. You know, I had thought about it when I first poured it out. It's like, because I left it upside down in here for a while. I was like, that last bit is probably just water. I waited till it finished. Yeah, most of it. Now it's dead flat, and of course it didn't taste good to begin with because it's Busch beer. But so I'm drinking it anyway. Who cares? It's not just a name; it's a lifestyle.
You work with what you got, so I know that. I know that feeling.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And if all else fails, I got this half a gallon of 2/3 a gallon of whatever of homemade cranberry wine.
Ooh, nice. I bet I tell you that's probably nice and tasty.
It's all right. See, I don't do any of those extra chemicals that to kill off the yeast. I know the name, I just can't think of it.
Yeah, you're talking about the sulfite or whatever.
Yeah,
the bentonite and shit like that.
So all my wines turn out very dry, pretty strong, but very dry. So if you're not into a dry wine, it's probably not for you. Yeah, it's the sodium sulfate, and then there's another one, bicarbonate, or I don't know what it is. I don't know if I've seen them, but so anyway, I really need to get more into those kind of things to where I can say, okay, I like it here, and then let's kill the yeast off, and that way they don't eat anything.
Yeah, I figured I fucked up with the mead that I made. I had 3 gallons in here, and I had 2 of them. I've got down to about yay high, so it's barely above the sediment anymore. But there's one that still about half of the gallon was left, and I went to go taste it. I made the mistake of taking it out of my closet where I'd been letting everything ferment and everything, and I done racked it like all 3 of them, like racked them like 3 different times.
Oh, okay.
And I took and brought them in here to let somebody try, and we had a couple glasses and everything, was shooting the shit. Well, I never got around to putting them back in the closet, so they've been sitting on my kitchen table for the last fucking month almost. And yeah, they've 2 of them's oxidized. You can taste the oxidization in them.
Yeah.
And the other one, the one that's got about half of it left, it's got some off flavors to it. So I think I've got some Star San. I'm gonna take an order from Amazon so I can go ahead and dump those out, rinse them out, get them nice and sanitized, and then I'm gonna try to make a mixed berry.
Okay, yeah.
So, but I was gonna say that,
it's super easy. It's super easy.
I was gonna say the cranberry. The first flavored meat I did was a cranberry, and it come out drier than shit.
You did it right.
It was good and it was strong, but it was drier than shit.
Yeah.
My last one of the batches that I made in here, I put, instead of doing 3 pounds of honey, I did 4.5 pounds of honey, and that thing come out strong, but it was sweet. So it was like, wow, that's it. I mean, it was like almost too sweet, but you have about 2 half glasses of that, and you were like, "Oh shit!"
Oh yeah.
That's stronger than what I thought.
what kind of yeast were you using?
The Liveland, I think it's the 1116 or something like that. I have to take a look at it. I've got.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You got those stuff. Yeah. Okay.
I did a bulk order on that shit last time I ordered it.
So that's like an ale yeast, or is that like more like champagne or wine?
It's a wine yeast.
Oh, is it? Okay. So yeah, it should handle the higher alcohols then. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's rated for like up to 18%.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. My go-to is Safe Ale SO5. Yeah, it's just that little old red or pink, what color package it is. SO5 is just a dry yeast. I've always used that in most everything. Actually, I really I don't try too hard. I got the same old yeast, same old recipes, and I don't really venture much from them. Every now and then I'll try a new one, but I just go easy on it. Why try? It still makes beer, right?
Exactly. That's all that matters right there. Will it ferment? There's a channel I watch, City Steading, and they do like different cooking videos, and they'll do gardening tips. I'm not mistaken, they're based out of like Tampa, Florida, or something like that. Like almost in the city. So they take and grow a lot of stuff in raised beds and stuff like that. But one of the things they also do is they'll take and make mead, and they'll take and make wines. But their wines, they don't take and make them like a lot of folks. What they do is they'll take and go out to the store, and they take and buy juices. They make sure they don't have the preservatives in them.
Right.
They'll buy like a gallon of it, and then they'll take take the cap off, pour about a quarter of it out, take and put put about a cup of sugar in there, and then they'll take and throw a packet of bread yeast in it or something like that.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Skip
Shake
on
it
the
up
bread
a little
yeast.
bit and put the cap on it with the bubbler, and they'll let it go for a little bit. So
yeah, that's what. That's there's lots of videos that show how to do that. Yeah, you can use condoms as airlocks or whatever else, and to kind of go from there. Wait a second, did you see Jacob come in?
Yeah,
Here tonight. There's Jacob. I like your sunshine hat, Jacob. You're cute.
He's got the Gilligan hat on.
You got a pretty mouth. I just did it. Hi, Jacob. He's the one that told me Alan's on. I don't know where I was when I was somewhere, and it popped up in one of the hangout deals. It said Alan's on. All right, I better go over and see Alan.
Oh, he dropped out again. Oh, there he is.
He's just playing games now. He's just being silly. So how are you, Jacob, sir?
I just posted a video of my rhubarb.
Oh.
Rhubarb thinks it's the middle of July, and it's 50 degrees out, and it's not even May.
Wow.
Damn. Nice. I'm about to check that out after I get off here. I don't even know what rhubarb looks like.
Celery?
Right? The leaves grow really big. They grow into big elephant leaves, but dude, it's outrageous. It's like the middle of summer, but it's not even real. I mean, everything else like the hostas and stuff, all the flowers, they're just slowly coming out because it's been so cold lately.
Well, rhubarb's pretty resilient. They grow in the cold, or they can survive the cold.
They do, yeah, but they grow faster in the summer. And what I need to do is post the comparative shots.
Okay.
Because the ones that weren't doused with gem powder are they're tiny.
Oh, I see. Okay, so that's the point. I get it.
Yeah, it's freaking huge. It's not supposed to be this big already.
Yeah. So if I remember right, it's been a long time ago, and I don't remember them except for when I lived in Michigan. That's been since my 7th grade year, and I've been out of school for a long time. So I lived up there. The rhubarb is kind of more like a celery, right? I mean, not really the tops of them because they do have big leaves, these rhubarb, but like the what you use is the stalk. It's more like the celery.
Stalk. Yeah, it looks like celery, except for it tastes like a fruit.
Okay, right. It's kind of
like you don't classify it with tomatoes and peppers and anise and gross things. You classify it with apples, cherries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries. Delicious. It's very sweet and tart, kind of like the sour sprinkle on the outside of those gummy worms.
Right. Yeah, I remember them being tart and sweet. Yeah, we had them. They used to grow wild beside my swing set years ago, right? Well, I say they grew wild. I imagine somebody planted them, but yeah, they were prolific. Yeah, they were huge plants. There's a guy in the UK, Steve Molson. He makes beer with those things. They come back every year, and they're just huge plants. And
they're hardy. Yeah, they're very hardy. But the thing is, they don't get that big until the heat of summer. You know, when it's like so hot outside that you sweat when you step outside. But then it takes a day to rain.
Yeah.
Welcome to my world.
And then the sun comes out and it's so humid. That's when they get as big as they are now.
Yeah.
And it's like 50 degrees. It's like 40 degrees at night right now.
Yeah. That's the way.
I'm not. Amsterdam was mentioning how his plants are more thermal tolerant. He's got a medical plant outside right now.
Oh.
Yeah, it's 46 degrees and thunderstorms with 16-mile-an-hour wind.
Damn.
I'm glad I don't live where you're living.
Yeah, it's dude. I swear this whole global warming thing. You know those wind turbine fans that they're using to generate electricity. All of that's about weather control, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the government trying to control weather so they can use it as a war system. And we'll get weather attacks from other countries, and they'll try to control our weather, and we'll try to control their. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I might have to do one of my streams. I have to take and be wearing a tinfoil hat. I have to take over conspiracy theories and weather control
Yeah,
Yep,
let me
yep.
and
know.
stuff like that. Because
Yeah, I'll have to get some foil
you
for
can
my
get
hat
into
there.
some interesting theories and conspiracies on every bit of that shit. That's
Yeah.
for damn sure.
I want to puff what he's smoking. Hell yeah, I can get into that. I mean, I don't know how much to believe of it, but yeah, it's fun to hear what people's
No,
ideas
I haven't done any math on that, but I will say this. One, those fans have an effect on the weather system. Now, is it a cumulative amount? I don't know. We got to do the math and see what kind of celestial energy we're sucking out of the Gulf Stream, you know. But there is one thing that I can point out that's scientific, and I want to look it up to make sure that I get the name right. I think it's the Bernoulli effect. And the idea with that is, and we'll look it up.
these fans you're talking about
No, that's the.
It's not really a fan per se. The wind generators, right?
Okay,
Yeah, the
flow
wind
velocity.
turbines.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
So
they're not
all right.
turning.
You know those clacker balls. You clack one, and it clacks the. Okay, so you got a wind molecule, and it hits the fan blade, and the fan blade goes around, but the wind molecule stops.
Right. It's taking energy.
Now the other wind molecule is coming up. It says, "Hey, get out of the way." It takes a portion of energy to move that wind molecule forward, so that it can then be there when the blade gets around to transfer the energy again. And the blade will help to move that other molecule forward, but it also takes energy back out of what it put into the fan.
Right.
So there's a maximum amount of energy, like 85% of what you can tap out of the wind.
Okay. I see.
And then there's a loss.
Yeah, right. Like everything else, to solar, that would be your inverters, or the wires, or the battery system. And there's just lots of pieces to it.
Yeah, as far as
100% of it.
As far as solar is concerned, the largest solar generating station and it's in Nevada. It was supposed to take and feed like a pretty decent power grid. They took and actually shut it down because it couldn't produce enough power to actually feed the entire grid. They still had to take and rely on stuff like water and coal to take and feed what it's supposed to be feeding. So
yeah.
And I mean,
a lot of times they have to do that with wind too.
Water is pretty steady, but even then, water isn't even always steady because we have droughts and floods.
Sure. Yeah,
and you get over in places like Nevada and California, they've done blocked all the reservoirs and stuff like that and don't release the flow, and it don't quite work the way it's supposed to over there. That's for damn sure.
Right.
So we talked science. What else we talking? How you guys doing?
Pretty good. How are you two? Another day in paradise.
Well, I launched that Kickstarter, and the Creative Fund donated $1. Much love to the Creative Fund.
But link it in the chat, and I'll bring it up on my side, and I'll check it out. I actually started a website tonight. Before I actually started before I started the live stream, I started a website / blog somewhere else to take and post my fucking videos on my stream, basically.
Right.
That and something I can maybe grow my audience and connection with whoever.
Oh, you made a Wix site.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go Alan.
Yeah. I call it Suds on the keyboard.
Yeah. Hey, did you I have a website myself. I did it on Google Sites.
Really?
Yeah, I'll drop that
Google
in the
had
chat.
sites. Learn something new every day.
And then I host through GoDaddy. It costs me like $8 a year.
Oh, nice.
So that's my. Wait a minute. Which one's the link? I don't know if I'm dropping the right
one.
Let me.
That's the right one.
Okay, let me find the right Kickstarter link.
Well, goddamn! If I'd have known Google had websites that you could take and you could build a website and host it through, I might just take and revert over to that. Then I might just take and I'm still in the 14-day thing on Wix, so I might just migrate everything over that way.
We could do that, Alan. I could take you through a little bit of editing my website. Let me see if I can show you what it's like so that you can see. So let me go ahead and let's see.
Yeah, I'm on your website now.
Okay. Let me see if I can pull up on my channel. So let me make sure that you're looking at the screen, and I'll show you, because I want you to be able to see the editing portion of the screen. Okay, zoom out, Jake Bud. All right. Okay.
Uh-oh, look at you go.
Not working very well at all. All right. I'm getting there. Okay. Now, let me show you what I'm talking about editing wise. This will be real quick. So I click on the editing button, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
And okay, over here, it's like I can do pictures and then hyperlink the pictures, right? Because that's what web pages are. It's text and pictures and videos, and then you can link them to stuff. This is a picture I made myself. Took the picture, I overlaid the thinger, I rounded the corners, and then I put it in here, and then I added this link to my Amazon.
Huh.
Now I went and I searched Google Amazon logo, downloaded this Amazon logo, uploaded it in the images thing, and then put a hyperlink in it to my Amazon. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Well, I wonder if you can embed like videos and streams.
Yep,
and
there's an embed button right up here.
Nice.
I'll take you to my Zazzles page and show you my embeddings. There we go.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it takes me about 10 minutes to whip a shirt out, so.
Huh.
Yep.
What the fuck is Zazzles exactly? Is that just strictly
Zazzles is a building that exists, and they stock blank t-shirts, blank mugs, blank bumper stickers of all sorts of styles and colors, blank hoodies, blank tote bags, that kind of stuff. And then you, the artist, goes to Zazzle.com and you create a Zazzle account, and then you make designs like I did. Now, other people who want to buy Zazzle shirts go on Zazzle and place an order, and then Zazzle flips on their lights and turns on their machines and puts ink in them and prints it off and then sends it on out to the people who ordered it.
Huh. I'll have to take a look at that.
They're not the only one, but I think Teespring does that as well. Flacco has been doing that on Teespring. Much love to my buddy Flacco for trying to be an entrepreneur, like all of us. He's putting forth the effort he's creating, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And that's like I said, once I figured it out, Alan, it takes me about 10 minutes to make a shirt. So whenever I have an idea, and I've sold one, I've been doing it for a year and a half now, and I have about 150 shirts, and they are very basic. You saw them; they're a shirt that says something.
Right. Right.
Nice.
But it gives me content to post on my social media. It gives me more stuff to talk about.
Sure.
It gives you more stuff to get yourself exposure with.
Exactly.
Basically.
Exactly.
You know, on my website, I got the bandage opener, the plant powder, the gems, but I also got my YouTube channel. I got my invention channel. I got my coin. Well, actually, I took the coin log off, but I got my book. I got, all that kind of stuff. It just kind of creates more content for me. And Alan, when I first made my website, I was like, why am I making a website? I was like, why am I making a, because the only thing on there was, hello, goodbye, and a picture of me. But then I started putting links on there to my stuff, and it became a hub. It's a link hub. It's like every link for me is on my page.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So I use my page to check daily. I have all those favicons, those little squares. I go down and I right click and launch all of them so I can check all my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all my various LinkedIn and all that kind of stuff and keep up on it. So that's what my website is. It's basically all of my links.
Well,
Okay.
I was talking with my wife earlier, and I told her, I was like, until we figure out what's going on, and until I can either have to if I have to switch jobs and find something else to do or whatever, this is going to be my job. I told her, I said, from now on, my day's going to start at 7:00 in the morning. And the first thing I'm going to do is take and get thumbnails ready for the live streams that I'm going to do. And then I'm going to take and link once I'm done with the live stream, link that to the website, take and do a write-up on the live stream. And if it's the Magic the Gathering, take and go through the deck list that I've made, and the different matches that I did, and my thoughts on all of it, and how it performed, and how I can tweak it, and things of that nature. And same thing with beer review videos, and same thing with these live stream chat panels and stuff like that. Link every bit of it to that, so that way I've got an extra layer of getting the exposure. See,
yeah, good idea. Yep.
And seeing the Google sites, and you showing me Zazzle, I might take a look at that, because that'd be another way to take and
Oh, dude, yeah, you can merchandise with Zazzle.
Yeah, exactly, and
definitely. Yeah, I mean, you can. It's like I said, it's more than just shirts. I picked that guy. I picked the same guy all the time, so that all the shirts are the same. But you can pick a girl. You can pick tote bags. You can, all those things I make could be mugs.
Right.
And you can actually, when you go and you click on it, you can have that on a mug. You can say, I don't want this on a shirt, but even though it's the thing I made, but when I present it, I present it with the shirt. So
see, I can link every bit of that stuff to my YouTube and the YouTube website and the Twitch. I can link every bit of that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I posted them. Hey, cheers, Hog. Thanks for coming in, man.
And Hog, if you want to join, I can share the link with you, man. I seen you come in. I'm busy running my mouth over here.
Oh, Hog's a good guy. I haven't seen him in a while. I've seen him in the chat, but I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, Hog's a good guy.
But yeah, this is going to be it full time for a while. Like most of my day is going to be stuck between doing the streaming, doing the website stuff, taking and trying to put myself out there as much as possible. Because like they don't take much to make affiliate on Twitch, and at that point you can take and get subscribers. People can donate stuff to you and bits and all kind of different things. But past that, also just kind of trying to grow a community of people that we all have similar likes, and
sure.
A space
sure.
we can all hang out.
I mean, it's a two-part thing. You got to be able to open the tip jar, but then you also got to give people a reason to put tips in.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing I've got to take and do is I've got to take and get back into my Discord, and so I can link that and then keep the Discord open and be like, hey, look, anytime anybody wants to chat, I'm always available. Once I'm off stream, we can chat, do whatever we can. If you got ideas or anything, and I can, we can come up with moderators for the next, our hosters and moderators for the next streams that I do or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yes. Sounds like y'all are getting it together. Hell yeah.
Trying to.
Yeah. I don't even try that hard. I probably should. I should get merchandise. I ought to. I just should.
Yeah, well, I mean, at this point, I'm kind of looking at it like I almost have to, because if not, I mean, my wife's the only one bringing in money at the moment besides the short-term disability check. So
right, well, they call it short-term for a reason now, I bet.
Yeah, exactly. So I got to try to do something.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can respect that. Yes, sir. I was the sole breadwinner there for the longest time, and then my girl got a job, and then my company fired me because I was too old, and so I wrote a little bit of unemployment. I wrote a little bit of unemployment out of that because we went through some long, lengthy, we call it the three-way conference calls and shit between him and I, the old boss and I, and the unemployment commission. And he made an ass of himself, because he's just a loudmouth. And they said, no, Drunken One's right, and we're gonna give the money to him. And he says, well, no, he says, no, y'all are wrong, and you need to look at it again. So they went back through it, and they still said, no, Drunken One's right. And so I milked 9 months of unemployment out of him, which I'm not that guy usually, but I worked for that company before his dad even passed. I worked for that company for almost 20 years. And some new guys came in, and he you know, the oldest guy on the group or whatever, and so he got rid of me. Either way, yeah. The thing is, I see him at the supply house from time to time. Of course, he doesn't want to talk to me, but I say, "Hey, Jimmy, yeah, how's spending that money going?" No, hey, yeah, it's tough times, isn't it?
They got some young blood in there, and they decided to get rid of
And then the young blood took over a lot of the clients from him and started doing the same exact thing that he was doing, but for cheaper, you know. He just so he got what he deserved, you know. He got what he deserved. So Alan, I see you use smokeless tobacco. I have some old spittoons. I say old spittoons like it's a gross thing. I have mud jugs. You know what mud jugs are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have some mud jugs. Would you like one? I have one that's one that it kind of looks like granite. I have another one that's black, and then I have one that's kind of a hodgepodge with some again with the Confederate flag, but it's got Confederate flag and camo. It's a pretty cool looking thing, that one. I can send you one of them if you like.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be something I could keep around and.
Yeah. You know what's really neat about those things is you can't spill it. It's like a weeble wobble.
Yeah.
It won't turn over, and the way it's designed, it won't spill. I mean, unless you just got it filled up like you didn't clean it in the last 3 days or whatever.
Oh yeah.
It will not spill. There's a perfect design for a Cuspidora.
It's getting a little harder and harder to find stuff like that too. It's not in vogue anymore, and a lot of folks have stopped doing it. Have moved on to vaping, which I vape too. I mean, I vaped for a while. I mean, I've got my setup right here. I haven't vaped in a long bit, but I probably need to start doing it again, but because it's healthier or whatever. But after a while, it becomes a rigmarole, switching everything out and
well,
the juice in stock, and it.
The dentist said you need to get away from that smoke list, because I used to smoke during the day, and I would dip during the day and smoke during the evening, and I didn't usually smoke at work, but when I come home and drinking and smoking, man, I'd go through a whole pack of cigarettes a night's time, or almost, in a night time, and then wake up hacking and stuff. So I quit the smoking and went just straight to dip and snuff. And then, like I said, my dentist said, "Oh, you got some sores in your mouth, and you really should consider something else." And so I'm on to vaping now, and I don't see myself going back to smoking at all ever. And I don't see myself going back to dip and snuff, because it's I'm away from it now. It's just I kind of sort of miss it from time to time, but then again I don't,
Yeah, so I did vaping for like 2 years, and then I wound up leaving my setup at my dad's house on a visit to see him, and I went for a year taking and going back to dip. And once I can take and get off and do the vaping, I'm about to kill my cat. She's messing with my shit.
Uh-oh.
You're about to get thrown outside, cat. I'm telling you right now. Messing with my damn cords up underneath here.
Uh-oh.
But it tastes so much better than dipping and smoking.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Yeah, there's so many different flavors, and so what the ultimate goal is to reduce the amount of nicotine to zero, and then get rid of that. See, the hardest part for me, I don't want to bore you all with this. So like I said, I used to dip snuff during the day, and then I smoke at night. So when I smoked, it's that hand to mouth. That's another habit. It's not necessarily the nicotine, but it was a hand to mouth. So when I quit smoking, I got rid of that hand to mouth thing. It should be able to dip snuff. But now they say, well, you need to get rid of the snuff. Well, here I am with that hand to mouth thing. So even when I kick that nicotine habit, so my intentions are to lessen the amount of nicotine in each of the solutions, each of the juices, till I get to zero. But still, then I'm not addicted to nicotine, but I still got to work on that hand to mouth thing.
You can always get a toothpick.
Right. Yeah, I've heard of people doing that, or a straw, or something like that. Yeah, just something else. But it's still, you're still giving that hand to mouth. I mean, you could hit the vape if it has zero nicotine, and I don't know how bad it is for you then, but Yeah,
But
so
it's funny because you've got the hand to mouth thing, and it's also an oral fixation.
Oh yeah, exactly. Right.
That's, a lot of folks don't quite understand. Why you like that? Well, it's an oral fixation, is what it is. You get that oral fixation going, and it's a hard habit to be stopping. I don't care what you're doing.
Sure is. Yeah.
Because you take and wind up stopping the nicotine, and then everybody wants to start eating. So.
Right. Yeah, that happens a lot. Yeah, that sure does. Right. Yeah. It's that moving shit to your face thing. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll stick with my beer on that. And that when I stop this, they're putting the nails in my coffin. Right. Hopefully not anytime soon.
Exactly. It's funny. I was talking with my sister, and she was talking about, if she needed a kidney in the future. Our other sister, they're half sisters, but they're half sisters to me, but they're full blooded to each other. And she's like, she's probably gonna be the most likely match. I was like, well, they could always test me. I said, the good thing is, in my younger days, I probably drank enough to take and pickle my organs. So you'll be good for 30 years.
Yeah, right. True that. True that. Yeah, I try to be somewhat moderate. I say that, and then y'all see me at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm trashed. But I try to be moderate. It's just beer. It's not. It could be worse. It could be liquor. I could be. I could be somebody else. I won't name names, but we all know him. I mean, we all know him. It could be worse. Anyway, I'll leave that there. Yeah. So I don't know. You got to take care of yourself at least a little bit. I'm eating better. It was my 49th birthday. It was almost 1 year, give a couple months anyway, short a couple months, but almost a year ago, and 49, just after my birthday. And I was like, man, you're getting fat. You got to take care of yourself a little better. The dentist already said you got to quit this stuff. I'm just talking to myself here. And looking in the mirror, and my belly's casting a shadow over my very short legs. You thought I was going to say something else, didn't you? No. And now is the time. And for Christmas, my girl got me a juicer and a Ninja Bullet thing. And so I try to use that quite a bit. I'm taking some multivitamins, and I was working out. Need to get back into that, but I was working out pretty good. My kid brought back with him an Olympic set, a 310-pound Olympic set with the whole bench, and I've invested money into some barbells and dumbbells and stuff. And I was out there and I was doing pretty good with it, but I don't have anybody to inspire me necessarily. And so that went for a couple of 3 months, and
we lost Alan.
I guess we did. Anyway, so it went for a few months, and then I've been away from it for about 3 weeks now, and I need to get my ass out there. I found at the flea market one of those trainer, like a bike trainer. It just holds the tire off the ground. It's got like a resistance wheel thing on the back that you can control.
You should hook that up to your Tremel.
Damn, I had to take them. I'm backing them on damn thing.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching, Jacob. Yeah.
Oh, Alan, dude, you're gonna find out. Drunken One is the best guy to have on panel because he will hold down your show by himself. If he live streamed by himself regularly every day, he'd probably have like 90,000 subscribers and be getting super chats. Let me buy you a beer, Drunken One. Here's $5.
Yeah, I need to get that watch time, I guess. Yeah,
dude, you can hold the show down for real. Except for the last time we streamed, I was chugging and giving you a chance to relax there.
Oh yes, sir. Yeah. You kept saying you don't have to present or whatever. However you say, he said just relax. Now,
that was a good time, man. We got to do that again.
It was a great time. Yeah, you were in rare form that night. Yeah, you were in rare form. I had a great time. No,
I'm kind of salty because I should have added everybody like I did before. We'd had a panel full of people.
Oh no, it was best we just left you like you were. No, you were.
It was great, man.
Yeah, you were entertaining. Yeah, we were spurring you on through the comments and such. Yeah, we were having a good time. Yeah, I mean that's one of my old school jobs. I was the karaoke guy. I hosted the karaoke show, so I'm pretty good with the public. And then I did sales before that, and this and that. So yeah, I'm pretty good with the public. But so yeah, I love playing the music, and I love interaction. It's almost a fault, because I stay up too damn late doing it. no, I enjoy the company. I really do. This is like the best thing ever for me because I'm not out at the bar. I'm not driving home drunk. You know, I'm here at the house in my own comfy spot. I can control the music and things, and not that I have to be in control, but yeah, I just.
Oh, dude, cars are crazy, freaking me out. I mean, you never know. You could be going to the store to get some eggs, and then your tire falls off, and you hit a little girl, and he dies, and then the next thing you spend a decade in jail, and your eggs never make it home.
Exactly.
Freaks me out, man.
True.
You drive safe.
Yeah, drive safe. And even if you make it home safely, what's to say the other guy isn't going to run you off the road or head-on collision or whatever it be? Right? You know how it goes.
All right, damn! I keep getting kicked out my own broadcast. What in the world?
You got slippery.
What's happening now?
I don't know. I'm checking my download and upload speed now. It's like I'm trying to get a Kickstarter. It's not even letting me sign into Kickstarter. So I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Oh.
We're having sex here. He's in, he's out, he's in, he's out.
Hey, man, he'll hold the show down.
No, I got you.
Yeah, well,
I can't wait. How long? So, did you do the peppers today, or did you do them a few days ago and you posted today?
Oh, it was. Well, I think I mentioned it to you in one of these chats or whatever when I did that night. I did it. So it's been probably 3 days ago. 3 days ago that I actually put the stuff on there, and then today is the video. Yeah. So I mentioned it to you on a stream somewhere in a chat somehow or something. I thought I'd let you know.
Yeah. Maybe my Sunday show.
Yeah, it might have been. So here it's Tuesday. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, a couple of days ago.
Okay. Cool.
After shooting that stinking video, I left the fucking camera out there that night on the tripod. I come back.
Oh damn!
Like, oh shit! I'm glad it didn't rain.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. It's just a little crappy camera. It's just this little guy here. It was a hand-me-down. It's a Samsung one like that. The screen inside. It ain't.
Oh wow! Hand-me-down technology.
Hand-me-down technology. Yeah. Well, remember back? It's been months ago. But when my videos were like click, 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 and it wouldn't focus right, and I was having some issues. What happened is I left it on the front porch, and I got some water in it, and so I let it dry out some, and I tried to use it, and it wasn't working, and I tried to use it again, it was better. Well, anyway, it fixed itself. I had to do the zoom in all the way and zoom out all the way, and it was like. It was like, holy shit, that's not good for a camera sound, But
I had a digital camera that was going kind of funky once. I repair that kind of stuff, and
awesome.
I opened up this digital camera. I got one of the circuit boards out, and a solder ball fell out.
Oh damn!
Right?
Yeah. Now I've also been in the manufacturing line where the circuit boards are pushed, down the manufacturing line, and when it comes to airbags, they're a class 2 electronic. They have to work within a certain standard. Then there's like military and aerospace, they're class 3. But then when you come to digital cameras and TVs, they're just class 1. Your component can be skewed off the pads by like up to 25%, and it's still ASE certifiable, approved,
Damn.
etc. So to my point, when they have the circuit board comes down the line, that green board, and then there's this transparency with little holes in it in all the right spots that goes slam down on it, and then they squeegee this solder powder with alcohol mixed in it, this solder paste. They squeegee it and then scrape it back, and then the transparency goes up and it's left on all the little holes. So then it slides forward, and then they got machines that feed the components through on reels, and it sounds like a machine gun, and I can feel the floor vibrate. It's like it's plates and all these little components. Yeah. And some of the machines have multiple heads, so they'll place a whole bunch of components at the same time. You got a capacitor machine, then it goes down to the resistor machine, then it goes, and then it goes over to an oven, and the oven will bake them. But sometimes there's a gust of air here and there, and one of those things will kind of, scoot over a little bit. But anyway, the oven heats the surface ones up, and then it goes and it pokes the through hole ones, the ones with the leads. And in order to solder those, the board goes over this pumped waterfall of molten solder. It's just constantly rolling solder upwards, and then the leads kind of float over it, and then they clip them off. Well, the problem with that is sometimes either in the oven when they're baking that solder paste, it's not mixed properly or it has a chunk in it, or when they're rolling that solder, it will create a little ball, and then that ball can break loose later. That's what happened with that digital camera.
Right.
So I'm wondering if that had anything to do with your camera acting funky.
Oh,
Maybe it's what's all causing Alan to drop out so much.
Oh, right, maybe. Yeah, no telling.
Good Lord, I'm in and out my own damn thing. So basically, it's you were just telling us the stuff that they don't show on how it's made.
Yeah, and then the solder ball in that digital camera, that could be why Drunken One's thing was acting up, or it could be why you keep dropping out of the call.
Yeah,
No telling. Yeah.
I don't know. I was trying to fit a lot in, and I don't know why.
That's all good. No, that's what we do here.
Well,
yeah, we're everywhere.
I think with as much as this keeps dropping me off, y'all two are basically carrying my show right now. I'm gonna go ahead and end this so you don't have to carry this no further in case shit keeps dropping and everything like that.
Okay.
Right now, our ISP has been for whatever reason slow the last week or so, and this is the first time this has happened to me during a live stream. But it's also kind of getting late. I'm gonna have to. I got an early start in the morning to take and get prepared for everything I'm planning on doing with this stuff. So,
John,
always a pleasure talking with y'all. Always. So I always enjoy it.
If I'm around tomorrow in the morning, I'll stop by and I can show you some of the stuff I've done, kind of speed you along with any of it if I can provide any tips. Otherwise, I'll give you a thumbs up and another thumbs for sure.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Exactly. Indeed. All right, guys. Well, y'all have a good evening then.
Yeah, y'all too.
Of course, be with you.
Been a pleasure. Thank you. Y'all have a good one. Peace out.